I think that our society sort of co-signs this tendency in women to make their life all about being a mother in a way that in any other context of human relationships, it would be unhealthy. Like when a mother says, "It is my life purpose to be a mother to my son Michael," that doesn't raise any red flags for us. But what if she was saying, "My life purpose is to be a wife to Keith"? We would be like, "Girl, why don't you have an identity of your own?" I grew up with a mother who very much gave us everything. We were the center of her world, and we really wanted for nothing materially. She tried to give us everything, and she worked herself to the bone. Her life was about taking care of us. And she was very traumatized. She was chronically running away when she was in her teenage years so that she wouldn't get beat. And she got out of there as fast as she could, and she had kids young. And she was just kicking her little legs to help everybody survive in our family, including herself. And when we grew up, she didn't have an identity. And she was distraught at the idea of us forming our own identities and leaving the house. And I see now that I'm in my 30s that my mom never discovered her own identity. She never became her own self. And she has felt lost, and she desires access to her children, sometimes in ways that we don't want to give her access. And she feels she deserves it because she gave herself away for us. And personally, I'm like, "Mom, I have no part in this process of you giving yourself away to me. I was just born into this and I became some sort of object for an identity that you needed, and you created it out of being a mother. That has nothing to do with me." It is always unhealthy to create your self-identity based on another human being, but especially a child, because a child needs your guidance and needs your help forming their own personality. And if you have a personality vacuum, so your personality is based on the child is going to feel obligated to do something for you or be something for you. Being a mother is not an identity. It can be a part of your identity. It can be a healthy role that you play, but it is not all of you. And for those of you who are sacrificing your energy levels and your personal balance for your children, let me just say, I wish that my mother had modeled for me healthy self-identity, because I had to figure it out all on my own when I became an adult. Because my mother overgave to me, I had developed a narcissistic sense that everybody should always give to me. And when I became an adult, I learned that I was not the center of everybody's identity. I learned to have balance and to self-advocate and to not give myself over to people, to not give all my energy away to people for no reason. And those are not things that were modeled for me in the house. What was modeled for me was ruthless self-sacrifice and avoiding yourself through putting out energy. And I do not fault my mom for having this confusion. Most of us who are traumatized put our anxiety into different places. Sometimes we put it into creating identity out of things that are not helpful. Sometimes we put it into workaholism or substance abuse. And this represents the progression of the generations that my mom walked so that I could run. And so if you have kids, I implore you to balance your efforts, to look after your identity, to have a self so that you can model it for them. And when they grow up, they will not feel obligated to be something to you because you decided that all you were was a mother.